Today, I'm going to be explaining the psychology of age gap relationships. And look, as a single guy, my age, I have surprisingly more options than I did when I was younger. So the age ranges that I will date within is typically 20s, 30s, and 40s. And that's what I'm going to get into in this video and explaining the psychology around this and why I would encourage you to also have an age gap relationship. All right, if you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Kane. I'm the Silver Bachelor. This channel is 100% dedicated to dating advice for older guys. And if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button and a notification button because I'm dropping a video every day. All right. Women across different age brackets offer different things, and there's pros and cons. So, for example, a woman in her 20s is going to be the most free-spirited, most optimistic about life in general, all right? And typically, children, they don't have any children, okay? Typically. Women in their 30s typically want to settle down, get married, and have children because the clock is ticking, all right? Women in their 40s most likely are divorced and have children. Women in their 50s, the children are usually older, they're usually divorced, but here's the kicker, they're usually going through menopause, and that's a whole other topic right there. So you see what I mean about the 20s, 30s, 40s, and 50s. So they all have their pros and cons and advantages. I typically, just full transparency, I typically date women 35 and under. And it's not that I only go after those women in that age range, but they're between 20 and 35 is usually, for whatever reason, that age range where they find me the most attractive and they want to date me, right? It's pretty wild, but it is what it is. So, but that's not for this video. So I've come up with 3 reasons why age gap relationships and the psychology of it and why it works, all right? So number 1 is you are more respected. And the wider the gap, the more, this has been my experience. And by the way, I've been on hundreds of dates, first dates in the last 2.5 years, and I was married before. So I know all about this. And unlike the other YouTubers, I come at this with 2 perspectives. One, from a married guy who was married before for 20 years. And 2, a guy that's been single for 2.5 years and have been on hundreds of first dates. Like 2 worlds. I know those 2 worlds inside out as an older guy, right? So number 1, the larger the age gap, the more she's going to respect you in general has been my experience, right? Number 2, and this is a big one. Number 2 is that she sees you as the father that she never had. And you might be thinking, Silver Bachelor, that's kind of messed up. Yeah, it's kind of messed up, but it is what it is. We all are triggered by traumas from our childhood, and we are who we are today, mostly from the things we've experienced from our childhood. It's classic psychology, all right? But that's what I'm getting at is that most fathers, unfortunately, are shitty fathers. I'm not a father. I don't have any children, so I don't really know about this. But from a psychology standpoint, right, most women grow up or girls grow up with a shitty father, a father that wasn't either really available, emotionally available. They just weren't available because of time, because they were working all the time, or they're just deadbeat dads. So ultimately, the larger that age gap, the more of a father figure she sees you as, and the father that she never had. So it is what it is. Like, that's just the way nature has built us. So you can embrace that. I see that as an opportunity to embrace that and be someone that will give her the emotional comfort that she's desired her whole life and the leadership. So that's the role that you will start to fall into the larger that age gap. So that's number 2. And number 3, you're the alpha in the relationship, or at least the perceived alpha, okay? There's a big age gap. So she's going to be looking to you as the protector, as the provider, as the mentor, and as that person that she feels safe around, and as the leader, right? So that's one of the other benefits from a psychology standpoint of being in an age gap relationship, and why you should consider that as well for yourself. All right. Thank you for watching. Let me know in the comments what you think, and we'll see you next time.